Hello, Eran Koren here, and this is an edition for lynda.com, and today I want to talk about one of the Oracle 12c new features for performing top-end queries and pagination through SQL query results. Prior to Oracle 12c, it was actually quite complex and counterintuitive to perform such top-end queries in Oracle. Let's take, for example, the following query, which retrieves the top 5 employees with the highest salaries. So prior to Oracle 12c, we would have to use an inline view. This is an inner select statement, which would perform the order by, and an outer query, which uses the row num pseudo column to filter the first 5 rows. So this is a query to perform to retrieve the top 5 earning employees. Note the use of the inline views and the row num pseudo column. Now, as of Oracle 12c, this is no longer required. Oracle introduces a new clause in the select statement, the fetch clause. So you use the select from an order by in the regular fashion and simply add fetch first 5 rows only. This would retrieve the first 5 earning employees. Let's take a look at SQL Developer to see how this is actually executed. So prior to Oracle 12c, this is the syntax for getting the top 5 earning employees, an inline view and a row num. And as of Oracle 12c, you simply use fetch first 5 rows only to get the exact same result in a much simpler fashion. So this is top-end queries. How about pagination? If I want to get the next 5 rows, rows 6 through 10. So again, prior to Oracle 12c, we would have to use inline views and the row num pseudo column. In this case, actually 3 select statements, an inline view within an inline view. This is very cumbersome, not so clear, and not so fun to write, and also not so clear to read. As of Oracle 12c, no need for this anymore. We can use the offset option. Offset 5 rows, meaning I want to start in row number 6, and from there I want to fetch the next 5 rows only. This will perform pagination to get rows 6 through 10. Let's take a look in SQL Developer. Again, this is the pre-Oracle 12c syntax for retrieving rows 5 through 10, 6 through 10, and this is the new syntax, offset 5 rows and fetch the next 5 rows only. We will get the exact same results in a much simpler and clearer fashion. So this is how you perform top-end queries and pagination in Oracle 12c. If we will take a look at the full syntax, so again, we can see that we have the optional offset clause. If we omit this, we will start at the first row, and the fetch clause, either fetch first or the next n amount of rows. And we also have the percent option, should you wish to fetch the first n% instead of the first n rows. For example, 10% of the rows. Okay, so for example, I may want to query the first 10%. So I will actually get 11 rows because the table has 107 rows. I'm getting the first 10%. And we can specify with ties. The with ties option will retrieve, optionally will retrieve additional rows should they have the same value as the last row we retrieve. It will include duplicates. So if we would ask to get the first 2 rows only, I know that I will always get only 2 rows. But if I use instead of the only option with ties, I may get additional rows should they have the same value as the second row I retrieved, as the nth row I retrieved. So with ties will give me a third row because it has the same value of the second row I retrieved. And if I would have additional rows of the same value of 17,000, I would get them also. So these are the additional two options of percent and with ties. So here we can see again the full syntax of the new top and syntax, fetch and offset. And I would conclude with some performance consideration. Just bear in mind that behind the scenes, Oracle implements this new syntax using analytical functions, also called window functions, and specifically it uses the row number analytical function. So this is a good thing to bear in mind because in some situations it may affect performance. In most situations, it should not harm your query performance, but some cases performance may be degraded. So therefore it is advised to verify that performance of your top-end query is unharmed and the execution efficiency is satisfactory. You can take a look at the execution plan, at the execution statistics, and verify that everything is in order. And if you find that you have a performance critical query and the use of the analytical function degrades your efficiency, you may prefer to revert back to the original pre-Oracle 12c syntax of using the row num and the inline view. Let's take a look at a quick example. For example, here I can see an old syntax. This uses, if I take a look at the execution plan, I can see Oracle is using an index, and with the new syntax, Oracle actually uses a full scan with the row number, and this may affect performance. So bear this in mind that Oracle uses an analytical function for using this new syntax. Thanks for watching. I'm Eran Koren. I hope to see you again in future videos. Bye bye.